Hello. So the age-old question, to block or not to block. All of the research, every single person you ever talk to, every single comment I've ever read, all say the same thing. Block the narcissist and run in the other direction. But it's a very personal choice, and I always make room for people to go their own path, their own journey, at their own pace, make their decision when it's right for them. And I have blocked, not blocked, reblocked, I've done it all. I do, however, and I made a list of 7 things that are really quite nice when you do block. And I'm in a blocking, I'm now on block, there's a blocking thing going on now. Finally, I did again. So, I want to tell you about them, okay? You get little tinges of joy, okay? And the reason that I didn't, the times that I hadn't blocked, is because I have curiosity. I do. I had curiosity. I wanted to know when my narcissist was reaching out to me. I wanted to know when they were trying to say something to me. I wanted to be able to hear it, and I wanted to, even if I didn't react. However, these 7 things, the curiosity doesn't get quenched any longer, but these 7 things came in with some positive new energy. So I don't get the curiosity because I don't know if somebody, if you block someone, you don't know if they're trying to reach out to you, right? Unless they leave you a blocked message that you can find in block messages. So number 1, it gives you a sense of peace. It just does. It's quiet. It feels quiet knowing the contact has stopped. And there's this rush of silence that floods into the space where the noise was. Okay? And the noise of him, the noise of the calls, the noise of the texts, the noise of the voicemails, the noise of the possibility that the phone's going to ring, everything. It was infiltrating my brain with noise. And it was just noise, because none of it means anything, and we all know that. It's just noise. I didn't realize how noisy it was until I get this sense of quiet now that there's a blockage going on. So that's number 1. Number 2, you've given up all control regarding the phone. And it feels very good. It feels freeing, and you'll know nothing. It's actually, I thought it would freak me out not knowing whether or not the narcissist was calling. And it may have freaked me out had I let it. But instead I basked in not any longer having knowledge of attempts to contact me or to interact with me. It doesn't matter anyway, as we know. So now I just bask in the freedom that I don't know, and my world is back into my own. Number 3, you're not waiting. There's so much waiting, not for a text, not for the phone to ring, not to have it be him. It wasn't him. Now it's blocked. It takes the wonder out of it. It's out. It's gone. If my phone rings, I don't have to look and see who it is. It might be a telemarketer. It might be a stranger. It might be, but it's not going to be the narcissist because they're blocked. So you can relax. It's kind of like a relaxing feeling. Okay. Number 4. You're taking back your power by guiding this exact path the way that you want. You're taking it back. You're creating your own space again. Number 5, you can concentrate on other things. So you'll stop carrying your phone around maybe, or perhaps you didn't even realize you were doing it. But I think I did. In the times that it was unblocked, I think so. You go out to water your plants, you take your phone in case it rings, or even if you were talking once a month, I think that your ear, when you're unblocked, is always to your phone. No matter what you tell yourself, I think that my ear, anyway, was to the phone. I think I was listening for it, wondering if it was going to ring. That's all gone now. It's a complete freedom from that. Number 6, it makes room in your life for other contact, however that manifests itself, okay? So you close the defunct door and allow another to open. Now, making room and making space for new contact and shedding yourself of the old, ridding yourself of that weight of the contact, which is only and always ugly. And that is why they say to block. Nothing good comes from them contacting you. Nothing good comes from you trying to explain them, ask them, talk to them. So it makes room and frees up space to allow something else in, which is a nice thought. So even if there's nothing coming into your space right now, there's a finite amount of space that we have, yes? So if you're freeing up some of it and allowing new energy in, then again, the open possibilities are endless, right? Number 7, you never have to figure out for yourself as to when or how you'll respond like you do each time there's a reach out when you're not blocked. Now, with the blockage, I've no worries. I don't have to think about that. There's zero opportunity for that. Unless there's a message in blocked messages, but even then it feels removed. It's so far distant at that point because it's like I have to remember to go into blocked messages. If there is communication in there, it's easier not to respond because you even say to yourself, the person might not even know that you heard their message. It's just not an immediate, it doesn't feel immediate, and it doesn't feel part of your life anymore. It feels removed from your life. The blocking or non-blocking is a very, very personal choice. And a lot of the sites, like I said, they tell you right out, block, 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 block. And I've done both ways, as I said in the beginning of this video and that I've said many times. And I've shared with you my honesty when I've defaulted and answered and broke no contact. That is all very possible unless you block. It is too easy if the phone rings and you hear it and you're in a mood or you're just at the right, hello, boom, that's all it takes to break no contact. It's that simple. Ring, hello. Or they text you just the right thing to make you respond. And boom, you're like, I have to say something. I have to. How can I not? When there's such a freedom right now for me in knowing that I'm not going to rack my brain anymore. I'm not going to sing Gladys Knight in the kitchen anymore. I'm not going to have any more final moments or healing moments or close calls and responding back or the waiting is the best part too, that's over. I don't like that. It's inherent. It's built in. If you've had this kind of intense relationship with a narcissistic person and you've gone through all this, your heart has been tugged on in so many different directions. I think it's impossible not to be curious and want your phone to ring. And I talked about that before, wanting to be hoovered. That's not healthy. It's not healthy. And even if you don't want it, you're like, no, I really, really don't want him to call, but I'm like you, I'm curious. I want to know if he does. The dangers were very high, and I think that's what made me break no contact, because it was, your phone's ringing, and there's things happening, and you finally break down. So I'm not telling you to block or not to block. I respect it as a personal choice. But these 7 ways, these are the things that I've been feeling. They're little tinges of joy that you get when you block. And I wanted to share them with you because maybe you need some motivation. Maybe you're teetering. Maybe you're like, you know what, I really should. There's nothing good that comes of it, of being in contact with my person. I would love to block. It's freeing, and it's not easy. It's cutting it off. It's making a decision. It's making it pretty final. But it feels very, very light. The weight is lifted. And I do believe always in making room for new energy. So that's kind of what I'm feeling right now. And that is a good thing because that's open possibilities. So to block or not to block, it's a very personal choice. Chin up.